I was on my knees begging the doctors to save my dad's life, but my sister was more worried about the Wi-Fi signal in the ICU. She spent our last $50, his oxygen money, on a pair of designer boots just for the gram. She thought she was too good for us then. But today, she's back on her knees, scrubbing my kitchen floors just to earn a meal.
Hey, STORIESHUB families, welcome back. We truly appreciate the love you've shown us. Stay tuned for this wild ride.
You want a job at the place you called a sink. My staff works for their keep, Kimmy.
I can be the face of the restaurant. I have the followers. I'm too good for the kitchen.
Kimmy, if you want a roof over your head, you'll find a way to be useful. This isn't a playground.
My sister looked at the bucket, the same kind of bucket she had mocked me for carrying for so many years. For the first time in her life, she didn't have a shortcut or a filter to hide behind. She got on her knees and started to scrub. Life in my household wasn't always a struggle, but when the medical bills started stacking up like old newspapers, the walls began to close in. My pop was a man of quiet pride, a mechanic who had spent 40 years under the hoods of cars just to keep me and my younger sister in decent sneakers and a roof that didn't leak. But the grease had settled into his lungs, and the vibrant man who used to grill steaks on Sundays was now a shadow confined to a recliner. I saw the writing on the wall before the ink was even dry. I was a firecracker in the classroom, a straight excellent student with a mind for chemistry. But I possessed a hidden grit that my younger sister lacked entirely. While I was calculating how many shifts at the local diner it would take to pay for my pop's oxygen tanks, my younger sister was focused on the next viral dance trend. She was the baby of the family, 3 years younger and worlds apart in maturity. She viewed our father's illness as an inconvenience to her social life, a dark cloud over her aesthetic. As the entrance exams for college loomed, the financial reality hit a breaking point for all of us.
Kimberly, stop scrubbing that floor and look at me. Oh, you need to study for that exam tomorrow.
Pop, the floor is dirty and the medicine cabinet is empty. Calculus can wait, but your breathing can't.
Honestly, all this talk about medicine is so depressing. I need $50 for the school formal tonight.
Kimmy, look around you. Your elder sister is working 2 jobs and you're asking for dance money?
It's not just a dance, Dad. It's invalid. It's about my reputation.
Oh.
She doesn't care because she's always messy.
Because I'm cleaning up after you and Pop. I'm skipping my exam so I can work overtime.
No, Kimberly, I won't let you throw away your future for my hospital stays. I'll sell the tools.
Finally, if you sell the tools, can I get that new phone? Mine is literally ancient.
You are unbelievable, Kimmy. Pop is talking about his livelihood and you're talking about a screen.
Enough. Both of you will take that exam in 2 years, and we will save every penny until then.
2 years? I'll be like ancient by then. This is literally ruining my entire life. Your life isn't ruined, you're just being forced to grow up for once.
She's right. We are a family. We carry the heavy stuff together, no matter what.
The next 2 years were a masterclass in sacrifice for me. While my friends were posting photos from dorm rooms and frat parties, I was draped in a stained apron at a greasy spoon diner. I didn't just flip burgers, I studied the way the head chef managed the inventory and the precision of a perfect sear. I took a vocational course in culinary arts during the graveyard shift, learning that flavors had a chemistry of their own. My younger sister, however, treated the delay like a permanent vacation. She dodged every chore, claiming she was finding her soul, which usually meant sleeping until noon and spending my hard-earned tips on fast fashion. When the time finally came for us to take the entrance exam together, my pop's health took a sharp dive. I sat in the testing hall with my heart in my throat, My mind split between the complex equations on the paper and the image of my father gasping for air at home. Miraculously, we both passed, though my younger sister's score was a fluke of lucky guesses and borrowed answers. We headed to college, but the dynamic remained the same. I was there to build a life, while she was just there for the show.
Stay with me till the end. Honestly, comment below if you ever dealt with a lazy sister. Hit that like button now.
College was a wake-up call that my younger sister refused to answer. The campus was a sprawl of opportunity, but for her, it was just a larger stage for her vanity. She majored in communications, but spent her time communicating with club promoters and influencers. She was the girl in the back of the lecture hall with the iced coffee, never opening a notebook, relying on her pretty privilege to get extensions on essays she never started. On the other side of campus, I was a ghost. I was the girl seen at 5 a.m. with a mop and a bucket, cleaning the very hallways I would walk through as a student 3 hours later. I took every petty job available: dishwashing, campus security, library filing. I was a machine fueled by caffeine and the desire to never see my father go without his pills again. My hands were cracked from the winter air and the harsh cleaning chemicals, a stark contrast to my sister's soft, manicured fingers. Despite the exhaustion, my grades were impeccable. I was the top of my class, though I never stayed for the applause, rushing instead to my evening shifts at a local bistro, where I was slowly becoming the owner's right-hand chef. I was learning the business from the inside out, while my sister was learning how to fake a life for the internet.
Kimmy,
The bursar's office called. Your tuition is late again because you spent the book money on boots.
chill out, Kim. I'm an influencer now. Those boots are an investment in my personal brand.
It says the tuition is still unpaid. I sent the money last week. How is this possible?
I've got it covered, Pop. I'm working double shifts at the bistro. She's focused on her brand.
You pick up Pump like Pop. She's just jealous because I have 30,000 followers and she just has a bucket and mop.
Yeah, followers don't pay for surgery. I'm worried about you. You haven't opened a book in weeks.
Well, I'll tell your school is mid, honestly. I just got a job offer at a big marketing firm in the city anyway.
A job? You haven't even finished your junior year. How did you get a job in marketing?
The CEO saw my profile. He likes my vibe. I'm leaving next week to start my real life. You're dropping out? After Pop sold everything he owned to get us here, you're just gonna walk?
Stay in your kitchen, Kimberly. Some of us are meant for the spotlight, and some are meant for the sink. Or that sink is paying for your apartment deposit, Kimmy. Don't you ever forget that. Or whatever. When I'm famous, I'll buy you a better kitchen. Just watch me. My dad always said money won't fix a hollow heart. I hope you find what you're looking for.
My sister's departure left a hole in our family, but not in the way she expected. My pop was heartbroken by her lack of gratitude, but I used the silence to roar. I finished my degree with honors, and instead of looking for a corporate ladder, I used my savings and a small business loan to rent a tiny, dilapidated corner shop. I named it the Mechanic's Kitchen in honor of my father. I spent 18 hours a day there, painting the walls, fixing the plumbing, and perfecting a menu that combined soulful comfort with high-end culinary technique. My sister was indeed living a big life in the city, but it was a house of cards. Her job at the marketing firm was mostly clerical, and she was quickly gaining a reputation for being the person who arrived late and left early. She spent her salary before the check even cleared, drowning in credit card debt to maintain the illusion of wealth. She never sent money home, never checked on my pop's mounting pharmacy bills, and blocked my number when my texts got too preachy. She was flying high, unaware that the ground was coming up fast. I, meanwhile, was finally seeing the first line of customers forming at my door.
Quick one before we continue. Would you choose a real hustle or just fake it for likes? Share this and let me know your thoughts.
The tide turned with the speed of a summer storm. My restaurant didn't just succeed, it exploded into something I never dreamed of. A famous food critic happened to stop by for a burger and ended up writing a 3-page spread about my genius of the grease-stained chef. The mechanic's kitchen became the hottest ticket in town, with celebrities and locals alike clamoring for a seat. I was finally able to move my pop into a beautiful home with a full-time nurse and no worries. My younger sister's life, however, hit a brick wall. Her laziness at the marketing firm finally caught up with her during a high-stakes campaign launch. She had completely forgotten to book the venue, and when confronted, she tried to blame her assistant. The CEO fired her on the spot. Without a paycheck, her friends vanished, her apartment was locked, and she had nothing. She was forced to return to the one place she had mocked for years. She came back home with her head down.
Pop, I can't believe I'm back in this dusty town. I need to stay in my old room.
That room is an office now, Kimmy.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want this house when it was falling apart.
I was stressed. The city is brutal. Kimberly, I saw your face on a magazine. Give me a job.
You want a job at the place you called a sink. My staff works for their keep, Kimmy.
I can be the face of the restaurant. I have the followers. I'm too good for the kitchen.
Kimmy, if you want a roof over your head, you'll find a way to be useful. This isn't a playground.
Fine, I'll do it. Just please, don't make me sleep in the car. I'm so hungry. Tie your hair back and grab a sponge. The floors need scrubbing before the dinner rush starts. This is so humiliating. Everyone is going to see me doing this.
Guys, then don't look at them. Look at the dust and get it off my floor.
Pride is a heavy burden, Kimmy. Put it down and pick up the soap.
My sister looked at the bucket, the same kind of bucket she had mocked me for carrying for so many years. For the first time in her life, she didn't have a shortcut or a filter to hide behind. She got on her knees and started to scrub. The smell of lemon bleach and old grease filled her senses as she worked hard. As the sweat dripped down her face, something shifted. She watched me lead the kitchen with grace and power, in my element. She realized that the messy life she had looked down upon was actually the only thing that was truly real. It took losing everything for her to realize that brilliance isn't just a grade, it's the willingness to do the work. I didn't make it easy on her, but I didn't shut the door either. I gave her a real foundation today. My sister kept scrubbing, finally learning the recipe for a life that actually tasted like something. She finally understood the truth. I learned that success is a slow-cooked meal that requires patience. Shortcuts only lead to a kitchen full of empty, cold plates. Family is a safety net that catches you, but you must be willing to pick up the brush and help us paint.
My sister finally learned that work is the only way up. Like this video, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss our next video.